Hello and welcome back. In this session we are going to build a practical example of OOB by creating a book class. For saving time, I prepare it here for you. So again, as we said, class is just a blueprint of attributes, or we call it properties, and behavior, or we call it method. Here we have some properties: the title of the book, the author, ISBN, and we have here a boolean to check if it's available or not, and that one gonna be encapsulated using the private access for this attribute. After that, we can see we have a borrow, which you're gonna check before you're gonna borrow this book. If it's available, he will borrow it for you. If not, it will show in a message, sorry, it's currently unavailable. On the other hand, we have return, which is a vice versa of borrow, and definitely gonna have even a validation method, and we're gonna have a check availability to call that one. It depends on the author and the ISBN, whatever, but just like here, we make it very simple, and we just like check the availability, gonna print just a message for that one. So let's here understand what we have here in terms of OOB. The first one, encapsulation, which it have is available. It's gonna be access modifier by private, and the control access have been given to two methods. The first one gonna be borrow or return. Throughout those two methods, you can access this private property. And let's move to abstraction. Complex logic for borrow and return book. It's hidden within the class inside the two method. Besides, we are implementing reusability, so multi-book object can be created to represent different books in the library. Even in terms of OOB, we have constructor to initialize the book detail and ensure consistency by setting availability to true. So here we're gonna have the title, author, ISBN, and the availability as a default value gonna be true. So let's move to the object part inside the main. Here we created two objects. The first one, book one, and we initialized with some values like C# programming for Jean, and here is it, the number of ISBN. And we have another book with the same way. The first book, we are checking the availability. Both of them should be true right now. After that, I borrow the first book, then I check the availability. It should not be available because I just borrow that one. Then I'm trying to borrow the first book again, so that one should fail because the book it's already with someone. And then we are gonna apply the vice versa, which is gonna be return, and that one will make the book again available, which is gonna be true if you're gonna check it. And let me have a look if you're gonna run this application. And as you can see here, C# programming by Jean is available, design pattern is available, and after that, once you are trying to borrow this book, you're gonna have successfully borrow C#. And if you try to check the availability, you're gonna say C# programming by Jean is unavailable because you already borrow out this one. If you are trying to borrow again, that one should fail. That's why you're gonna say C#, sorry, it's currently unavailable. And if you return it, you're gonna say thank you for returning that book. And by end of day, you're gonna say yeah, C# programming, it's available after the return. So as we can see, the logic of that OOB, it's very straightforward, very simple.